most expensive Goosebumps books include Calling All Creeps TV book, Revenge of the Londoms TV book, Jack Lenz TV book, Revenge of the Body Squeezers, Trigger Trap, and so on and so forth. There's plenty of expensive Goosebumps books out there, and I've already done a video on this about October of 2024. So it's been a hot minute since I did talk about rare and expensive Goosebumps books. And it's going to stay that way because I'm not going to be talking about rare and expensive Goosebumps books today, but I will be talking about something similar. Rare and expensive kids' horror books. I know a lot about this genre, so I feel like I am expertise enough to tell you what is some of the rarest stuff I've ever seen just from this genre alone. Ranging from series like Ghosts of Fear Street being some of the more less expensive but still rare and expensive books, to series like Spine Tinglers, Bone Chillers, and even Beetlejuice that have some extremely expensive and rare books. Books that you probably will never find in your lifetime unless you are extremely, extremely lucky. So, without further ado, I am Goosebumps for Dummies, and today we are going to be talking about rare and expensive children's horror books because I have no life. This is all, hypothetical. In fact, you might own all of these and you don't even know that they're rare. Maybe you have no idea what the hell I'm talking about. I don't really know why you're here. These are varying prices that I will be showing today as well, and there's no set rarity to this book, so it's obviously chance. But this is also going to be based on personal experience from what I've seen and what I have not been able to find in the wild. So let's kick things off with something a little familiar. Ghosts of Fear Street. And I'm holding up the two most expensive books from the series, because Ghosts of Fear Street is mostly a very gettable series. It's just, some of them are harder to find than others, especially later on. And I've had generally good luck finding these books, but I think they're more so rare and expensive for just the last two. Last two are a duology titled Horror-Tell. Hank! Don't slur horror! Part 2 is part 1. I actually just got this today. So, perfect timing. Horror-Tell usually ranges from somewhere around $40 to even $100. It's pretty crazy stuff. This duology is extremely inconsistent in price, though it's, again, within that range. And yeah, though I've had a lot of luck finding later Ghosts of Fear Street, like I did find Hide and Shriek and Vampire Worms before, I've never been able to find these, outside of eBay. And yes, I had to buy both of these online for around $40. So, yeah. Most of the other Ghosts of Fear Street, though, are pretty gettable, albeit maybe condition won't be great. Minus, I'd say, Why I'm Afraid of Ghosts, which is another kind of rare one. Another very familiar and actual Goosebumps knockoff, Shivers, has some very rare books, just blatantly. This is one of them, Madness at the Mall. Now, other ones include Tomahawk Islands, which is one of my favorite covers, personally. That one ranges around $40 on average. Same with this one, though it might be around $30. Though the thing is with Shivers is you can get them for a darn good price if you keep looking. Like I got this for $10. $10 is really good from Thrift Books type site. But yeah, there are Shivers that will range around $40 average. You just got to keep looking. Weird Al Waldo's Max Museum and other books around the later entries. This is 36th final book. So anything around 30 to 36 is pretty rare. And again, sometimes expensive, but you just gotta keep looking. Now, I don't own this one, but I want to generally just throw up Bone Chillers. I mostly have this here for a reminder. This one isn't that rare, but it's kind of. Bone Chillers is a series that has some of the rarest kids' horror books, period. Especially the final few. Most notably, and most profoundly, the final book of the series, I believe, or the second to last, Killer Clown of Kings County. Yeah, that one ranges from, believe it or fucking not, like $300 to $100 and almost $200. It's a huge price. That ain't cheap, man. $200 to $300 for a single kid's horror book is crazy. Good or not, man. Horrible, horrible prices. And there's only a few online at a moment, too, so you really don't have much to choose from. You can't be picky and choosy like most kids' horror books, where there's a million copies out there, and this one, there's not a lot. There's also other Bone Chillers books like Romeo and Juliet, which I don't know the general pricing on, but I think it's just generally really rare to come online, period. In fact, I just checked, and it's not online. I did a little deep search, and I can't find a single listing. And the only thing I could find, evidently, for a price is this photo from Nostalgic Goosebumps of a $400 listing. God save us all. As not even to mention the French exclusive Bone Chillers. Yeah, I don't even remember what it's called. I think it's Here Comes Sandy Claus. It's a Christmas scene one, as I'm showing on screen right now. Yeah, giant crab dude. This thing, I don't know the general price, but it's literally from France. Yeah, pretty. Whew. Good luck. Yeah, this is one of those books that's more rare than expensive, as you can see here with this decently priced listing. Now moving on from Bone Chillers, this series is also kind of similar with these prices just skyrocketing in the back half. Erie, Indiana. This is the one rare one I own. In fact, one of the very few Erie, Indiana books I own. Because these books are, I'm going to say it right now, probably some of the rarest to just find out in the wild, period. The only one I've actually found, because I had to buy this one online for a lot, was Eerie Triangle, which I've read and it was pretty good. That one is the only one I think you can really find in the wild, and I think it shows, because online that one's super common and very cheap. However, books like this and later ones like Eerie Christmas and stuff like that can go for like $50. And I think some can go for a lot higher than that, if I'm not wrong. But yeah, some of these books get really expensive later on, and that's probably just because of low print numbers, if I had to bet, and because Erie, Indiana was probably not a huge IP. It never really was, but it was a very notable kids' horror TV show. One I really like. I've seen all the episodes. I think it's really good. I guess the books just never picked up, and yeah, it just happened to get really rare as per usual. And a series of books that really did not get picked up, period, are the Beetlejuice kids' horror books. I only found out about these about a few weeks ago, and this is the only one I have, because this is how I found out about it, was getting this online. It is Camp Fright. Yeah, sorry. Fright Camp. You just gotta switch the words up and get a lawsuit. Beetlejuice is a 6-book long series where every single book is rare. I have never even seen these before, period, so that shows, until recently, this year. And not even that, the prices are fucking crazy. You can get some of these for an okay deal, like I think 20 something to $40. That's not terrible for 6 books too, 6-book series. Except some of these 6 books are just outright ungettable because Trial by Ghost, the final book in the series, is only available online in this lot, which is $400 fucking bucks. Not to mention some of these books go for around $100 alone. Like, take a look at this. This is the only ever copy of, Twisted Tours, but is online, and it's $85. Not to mention this one. One of my favorite covers, too. It's $85. Yeah, damn near stupid prices, where there's some that are a bit cheaper, but it's no less stupid. So yeah, if you want a full set, you can't even get book 6 unless you pay $400, which alone, you should just pay $400 for the lot and then get the remainder, which is still awful. Terrible pricing. You gotta pay a pretty freaking penny if you want to get your hands on these books. Thankfully, I was able to get this one technically cheap through a $40 lot with a bunch of other books that I did need. So, great deal. And this is a series that isn't expensive, kind of. Well, there are some. I think there's like a $90 listing of the book I have here. But are more so rare. Spider Worlds. And I think there's another series called like The Bug Files, which I think is ironically kind of similar. They're both very, very niche kids horror series. This one is a trilogy. I have literally just read this book last night too, so a lot of things are just falling into place for this video. Spider Worlds is pretty ungettable just for the fact that it's not really available for sale online. The only one available right now that I know of for sure is this one right here, book 1, just titled Spider World, so it's self-titled. The other two, I don't know what to say about those. There's Lost and Found and something else. Good luck. I have not been able to find them myself online. I would bet they're probably not too expensive, but if they are, good lord, because I think this one goes for 90 sometimes, which is stupid. I got this for 10, so you just gotta wait, I guess, or pray. But have fun finding it, because this is just, what the fuck even is this, you know? And same for Bug Files. They're not exactly expensive, but I've just never seen them before. Actually, like, genuinely super rare. Maybe not expensive, but rare as hell. But let's go back to more known series, such as Spooksville. Spooksville, this is just an example book, because this one's not rare at all. It's pretty common. It's the first book of the series. There are some Spooksville books that go for over $100. Yeah, as predicted, it's in the later portion of the series. I believe there's 24 books, so around the final 6 books, and especially some UK editions, I believe, too. The UK editions look beautiful, by the way. Some of these books get really expensive, genuinely $100 books that I don't think anyone wants to pay. In general, these are just very expensive books alone. And not only expensive, but super fucking rare. Because, let me tell you, I've never actually found a single spook still in the wild. I'm just going to say right now, I have like 12, 13 books, I think 11, I don't know. I have never found a single one in the wild. I had to buy all of them online within the past half a year. I can't even believe how hard these are to find, personally at least. This is just my experience. I've almost, if actually just straight up, never have found a Spooksville. They are very rare. So good luck with those. Because personally, I've just not been able to find them. It's not even to mention that Attack the Killer Crabs is one of the most inconsistent books I've ever seen in price. It goes from 200 to 30 clams. That's a huge price range. I've seen both spectrums just today alone looking at eBay. It's unbelievable. So, it's not like it's a hard book to get your hands on. It's just like, some prices, dude. Stupid. Yeah, and that goes for a lot of Spooksville books. Some of them can go crazily high and weirdly prices like $40. So, yeah. Enough for a series I've talked a lot about to friends and just mentioned before, and I still want to make some videos about it. Strange Matter. Here are two of the rarest books in the series, straight up. We have this one, Escape from Planet Earth. This is the finale to the regular series, part of a trilogy. And then you have the final Strange Matter period, Rilo Baru starring in The Last Baru for Strange Forces, which is a double-length kind of spin-off. Strange Matter. Man, I love this series. Some of these books are just straight up ungettable, though. I think the cheapest of the very rare ones goes for $40, and I literally think the last listing I saw just went off for titled Under Wraps, not being accused of a Disney movie. And there's also some that go for hundreds, like Nightcrawlers and Splitting Image. And that's just from the regular series. Strange Forces get rarer as they go on. The first one's okay to find. I think it's common. The second one's rare. The third one's really rare. And this one's like $40. So, yeah, skyrockets. It's not like these... I bet they're probably not the hardest to find in the wild, but they are expensive online. And some of these Strange Matters are just genuine gems to find in the wild, let alone the trilogy finale for Strange Matter, where they actually switch up the style, excluding Primeval, which also did it just a little earlier. The trilogy finale thing usually goes for a hefty price for a whole set. So, yeah, disgusting where some of these books can land in price. I'd say just be patient. You might find it for cheap. In fact, I've seen some crazy fluctuations, like a common book went for $40 once on eBay, so just gotta wait. But yeah, I've been able to find Strange Matters, so they're not the rarest thing ever, at least. They're just very rough price sometimes. And second to last here, we have a very, very infamous series with being super rare, especially in the final about third of the series. Spine Tinglers. I am indeed holding up Saber-Tooth Tiger. I only got this book about a month and a half ago, Saber-Tooth Tiger. This is a holy grail, and I'm just waving it around. This book has no price besides $80 now, which is what I paid, because it's almost never come online. And you can say about the same for most of the Spine Tinglers books from the final 6 of the series. The final 5 books, it's a 30-book series, by the way. This is the final book. Most of the 5 books I've barely ever seen come online, such as, and I guess this could also be a contender for the rarest, Curse of the Cheerleaders. That one alone is just unbelievably hard to find. Whether it just be for a good price. I've seen it for like over $150, I think. And I'm not going to show a lot of photos in this section because I literally can't find these listings anymore because they're just so unbelievably far gone. So bear with me. Yeah. Or just in general finding it online. That's the problem with these. If these were more common online, that'd be great. Maybe the price would even go down a little. But it's just not even the fact that they're already really expensive when they do come on, such as the vampire one, Dances of Vampire, Circus Freaks, which barely even comes on. That's the problem. These just don't come on. They're never online, and if they are, they usually are way too expensive. So yeah, Spine Tinglers, the first 15 are arguably pretty okay to get, but from there it starts becoming a rough path, you know. with some varying heavily in price and getting crazily expensive, or just hard to come online again. And yeah, this series in general, I've only found one ever in the wild, and that was Blood Red 8 Ball, which is a rare one too. It's book 14, I think. Very solid entry in my opinion. It's such a bitch to find these, period. Just wild or on eBay. Good luck. You gotta, scout for it. I'm sorry. And finally, ending this video, I want to go off on something kind of out there. Are You Afraid of the Dark books? Are You Afraid of the Dark books are a series I'm very unfamiliar with, because I've only read a few. In fact, every one I own. I only own 4, excluding anything outside of the original series, which is like 22 books. So a little shorter than Spooksville. Are You Afraid of the Dark books are very, very rare. This one I'm holding up is fluctuating in itself in prices. Book 18, Tale of the Pulsating Gate. Very nice sci-fi read, by the way. Check it out. I've seen people get it for like 10, but I've seen listings for around double digits that are not exactly low. I'll just say that much. Whew, fucking scratch that. Because I just checked Pulsating Gate prices, and there's only 3 listings. One is a double digit. It's still terrible. The other 2 go for triple digits that I don't even want to say. Holy fuck! At least last I checked, this was not an easy one to get. And this is one of the more easy to get of the hard ones, because god fucking damn it. Some of these books just average out, like, just per book, $20, dude. These are not easy books to get, period. I don't think a single one of these are common. I have never found one besides this one, which I was literally probably not even conscious when I got this book. I've owned this one for fucking over a decade, so I wasn't even conscious when I got this one, by the way. I barely knew what a dark was. Are You Afraid of Dark? It's crazy. So I can't even say if we got it online or something, because I wasn't even fucking conscious. But no, some of these just, you can't find, period, in the wild. And even some of the earlier ones still go for like $8, which is kind of brutal for being very early books. You expect it to be common, and you still have to pay like $10 for them. Yeah, no, some of them go for hundreds though. Not even lying. It's genuinely disgusting prices. So good freaking luck if you want to read this series. You're probably just going to have to read it online, and personally, I don't like doing that, so yeah. And that's going to wrap it up for today's entry of rare-ass kids horror books. Yeah, there's plenty more I can go over. I'm sure some Fright Times ranking pretty highly, Dead Time stories, and just other really niche series that are maybe not expensive, but super freaking rare. Never see them. Probably series I don't even know about. And I know a lot of freaking series that are out there and just so hard to get your hands on. Let me know if I missed any, maybe, or if you have any of these books, what you think of some of these rare books, if you have read them, and what's your experience with these in rarity? Have you been able to find them pretty easily, or maybe you're having much trouble as me, or even worse trouble? Maybe you haven't even found a single Spooksville in your life as well. I seriously have not. Like, I can't find that series in the wild, period. I had to buy every one I own online. It sucks. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.